What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday. It is day 2 of the last 31 days of 2024. In this series, like I said, we're going to be focusing on your photography company, launching it in 2025, and hopefully I take part of helping you become successful in your venture. Yesterday, we talked about foundations, setting a foundation. We talked about identifying your niche, and it was just kind of just an intro of what we're going to be doing. Today, we're going to be talking about your branding more. We're going to be talking about SEO and preparations before your launch. Things that need to be done before you make the mistakes that I did. So thank you for watching that video yesterday. Like I said, we talked about Colonel Sanders, Vincent Van Gogh, and some whatever stuff. Every day, I'm trying to get better. Every day, I come on here and as you grow, I'm growing in my speaking abilities. I know I talk about that a lot, but I wanted to share a little bit more. I wanted to share a story. So I'm half Irish, half Mexican. I was born speaking both, speaking English and Spanish. In my household, my mom spoke English. In the house, my dad spoke Spanish. So the way my brain works, the reason why I stutter sometimes on these, not just because I'm nervous or whatever, is because my brain works trying to think of the word in English or Spanish and what comes out of my mouth. So I'm trying to control that to make it easier. So I wanted to shed light on to as to why I keep bringing it up. I grew up in San Antonio, and I don't know if you ever watched Blood In, Blood Out. That's what it was like. So I had to, as I got older, I had to change the way I speak. You know, I speak in a way where it's almost like street speak, you know? It mingles. It's like Tex-Mex or Chicano style speaking. So I'm trying to get over that. I'm trying to be more effective. It's like, I was talking to somebody else. They're like, oh, you speak English and Spanish? I'm like, yeah, all I gotta do is just tilt my hat. Right here, hablo español. Right here, it's like, hey guys, how you doing tonight? I can be both. I can walk on both sides of the fence. So anyways, I thought that I would share that today. So back to our course for today, or not course, but topics of the day. One thing you want to do is, before your launch, you want to identify who you're going to be. Of course, this is on top of everything else you got to learn, which is your photography. All the skills as a photographer. That stuff you can find on a lot of other channels. I'm not the one that's set to teach you how to do photography. I can throw some tips and stuff like that, little small things, but I'm nowhere qualified to be an instructor of photography. And that's not what you're going to find on my channel. You'll find a lot of behind the scenes. My major thing is how to promote your brand. I talk about branding all the time because that's the most important thing to me now that I've learned the essentials of photography. I'm not the best photographer out there to other people. To me, I am. One thing I always say is like, we're DFW's best. And that triggers some people. That triggers. I don't know why. Everybody else has got their own sayings. But when I put DFW's best, people take that to heart. They're like, oh my God, you're not DFW's best. You're blah, 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 blah. It don't matter. You watched it. You saw it. It got your attention. It triggered you. But to be honest, I put it out there because I'm my best. I'm the best version of me that I've seen in a long time, and I'm getting better. I'm more positive. If you would have seen me years ago, what I was to what I am now is a complete 360, and I'm proud of that. So because I put DFW's best, that triggers you. I hope you find a way to cope with that. I hope something works out for you. But that's the effectiveness of building your brand. When we built our logo, it took me months. And like I said, I bought our gear in December in preparation for January of when we were gonna start saying, hey, we're doing photography. So I had to learn photography. I had to learn the Photoshop. We did a bunch of like free sessions. I mean, mostly my kids. I got 4 daughters, if you don't know. So we did sessions for them so my wife could practice. practice lighting, practice posing before we even launch. And we held off on the name. We just told people we're going to be doing a new business. We built it up, we ramped it up. But one of the biggest things was trying to identify, what do we want to be known for? When I looked out there, I saw a lot of people using their names. I'm like, William and Liliana Hernandez Photography. It just didn't come out right. I know a lot of other people like to use their names. I'm not knocking that. It just doesn't work for me. I need something catchy. I need something that lingers and something that is etched in your brain. Some people, they don't like to have logos on their stuff. I do. Yes, we know certain photographers' styles, and a lot of people are like, well, my style speaks for itself, and I am the best photographer because you can see it. When I post stuff, they know it's for me. And that's great. Yeah, we do. We know. I know the styles of certain photographers. I could see a photo, and before I look to the logo, I know who made it. Because I've been in the industry for a while here too, 8 years. It's not like the 25-year old vanguard, but it takes time, and I've learned some stuff, and I've learned who's out there. But on my stuff, you'll see, like, I think it's either on the left or the right side, you'll see my logo for the sandbox, and on the bottom. So back to the creation of our logo. For Fotolilly Photography, it took me a long time. I was like, photos by Lily Photography. And I'm like, no, that I don't like that. So I created a logo, and I'm like, and now I look back, I look at the logos on some of our old stuff, and I'm like, whoa. But I kept working at it, identifying it, changing it up, switching up the words, using different text, adding to the lotus. My favorite thing is the lotus. Some people are like, oh, what's that little lily thing? The lotus is powerful. The lotus, it's one of the plants that can survive anything. It can survive the dark. It can survive cold and heat. And it comes from the mud. And I found a saying, from the mud arose the lotus. And that stayed with me. That's powerful. I got lotus tattoos on my arms because it represents me. It represents my family. It represents us standing up against everything and anything that's thrown from us, and we could still bloom. And that's powerful. My other friend is Wesley. If you're watching this, Wesley, big props to you, brother. His name is Thunder Bridge Photography. Just saying that name, you're just thinking like a huge thunder. It's like, wow. And he comes at you with the right music too, the right backgrounds. Or when I hear his name, I think of like Thundercats. But that's the power of marketing. For me, even though I'm in my own business, I think of that name, Thunderbridge, Fotolilly Photography. I think of our logo. It's stamped, it's edged into the brains. And that's what you want to do. You want to make a stance. You want to go and put your flag out in a field of tons of flags and be like, I'm here. And that takes time. So as part of that, I know I rambled on, going back to it, you want to research your name. Once you identify what you're going to be, what your name's going to be, go out there and slap it in domain.com. Make sure that name is not taken. Because if it is taken, you just screwed yourself across all the platforms once you built your foundation. Your foundation doesn't mean anything because if you're Joe Schmo Photography and there's Joe Schmo Joe, you both share the name. So the direction of the traffic is going to be crazy. Slap your name into domain.com or GoDaddy or whatever search engine that you have. And if it's available, buy it. Buy it and park it. Parking just means that you get to put it somewhere and save it. You can work on it in a private mode before you launch it. But do that stuff before you launch. If you don't, like I said, it's going to be tough. You want to take that name. The second part of that is you want to slap it in all the socials. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything that's out there, slap it, make sure it's available. If it's available, take it. Take it in a heartbeat. Save it. Like I said, I wish this stuff was told to me a long time ago. I was lucky. There's only one other person that has our name, but he's in Sweden or something like that, with a little bit of photography that's on his page. So I took it and I ran it. And the best way to overpower that page was just blast it. And I blasted it everywhere. That's why you see it everywhere. Because I wanted it to blast that out of existence. And I think we did that. So you want to put it on the socials. You want to make sure everything's available. You want to build your website. One thing you want to do on top of that is, like I said, you want to focus on SEO. SEO is scary. Of the 8 years that I've been in business, I didn't take it serious. We were getting leads from everywhere, from our TikTok, our Facebook, our Instagram, everything else that we had. But I wish I had invested time into SEO. Another friend of mine, Mario from New Dawn, he helped me out. He said, hey, you know what? It's important. Get on that SEO. Do this, do that. I had our website built, and he'll vouch for it. We built the website, and I thought it was good. But, I didn't step back and take a look at it. It took someone else's eyes to be like, hey, you know what? This is where you're lacking. This is where your missed opportunities are. And, this website builder that you're using is garbage. I don't want to say their names because I don't want to get in trouble. So he's like, let's start it from new. And let's move the name. It's not going to do anything. And what had happened is when we did that new website with my same name, but on a different website builder, it destroyed everything. And I freaked out because I had people visiting that site. I had people coming to the website, looking us up. And I wish I had just done that from the get-go. So it wiped my site out and I had to rebuild. And I was depressed for a while. I'm like, dude, I put so much time into this stuff. I put months, actually years into this website that I built. But I'm glad for Mario because he helped me disable that and refocus and get a site working. Now this website that I have has quadrupled the visitors on the other ones, on the other site. I still have that site just as like a bare bone, just a backup. But like I said, I wish someone had told me that because I invested so much of my time. It would have saved me years of work. Now my website has, almost 60,000 visitors per month, and it's growing, and it's pointing in the right direction. Another thing I was doing is I was blasting everything to social media in hopes that I was getting an audience, in hopes that my community was building, but it stopped because they would just go there and it was not pointing anywhere. It wasn't pointing where it needed to be. It needed to be back to my website. It needed to be back to my contact form, back to my portfolio. As we're putting something out there, we think, okay, you know what, everybody's gonna like this video. They're gonna, they're engaged and they're gonna come to us. Sorry, I hear my dog coming around the corner. Both dogs. Like I was saying, as we post out on the social media, we're like, okay, here's my stuff. Boom, like it. And that's it. We shouldn't be doing that. As a photographer or anything like that, you want to post your video. You want to post how you did the video. You want to post the follow-up to the video. But most of all, you want to point them to you. How to contact you. How to reach you to your booking page. How you need to have everything pointing in the right direction. Like I said, I wish someone had told me that a long time ago because all that stuff I pointed out there. Today, this morning, I hit my goal on YouTube. I wanted to post 5,000 videos and shorts. Now I'm at 5,003. So I immediately thought of my next goal. So my next goal is gonna be 7,500. We still have our goal of reaching 200,000 followers on YouTube. Right now, the number that I need to get is about 13,000 more. And I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna hit it. And if I don't, I'm not gonna hit it. I'm gonna focus and hit that goal. And I'm gonna do it without money. This year, something different that we did. The years before, we would invest into Google, we would invest into the Facebook ads and Instagrams and stuff like that. But what we found is we were building this fake community. A lot of people dump money into marketing, into Facebook ads, Instagrams, Google, everything else. They dump all their money in there for a fake audience. I know some photographers that have 200,000 plus followers, but then you look at it and you're like, I wish I had 200,000 followers. But if you deep dive into what they're doing, you deep dive into that following group that they have at the top where it says the 200K, go look at their photo. Go look at their video. If they're not celebrities or stuff like that, you're gonna see something that's obvious. You're gonna see a 200,000, I guess, fan base or audience, and then each video has less than 100 likes or views or whatever the case is. That's because they're all bots. That goes in line with what we were talking about yesterday about the imposter syndrome. Don't look at that. My goal is to build a community. My goal is on our page, we don't have thousands. I think we're under 10,000 on Instagram. I think we got like 50 something thousand on TikTok, 200,000 on YouTube. But the difference in our followers that we have, we may not get all the likes, but they're clients, they're customers, previous customers that share it with other clients. They're people that support us. They're people that engage on our videos. And I like that. So to some people, some of our videos might be a flop because we didn't get 1 million views. But to us, if it's 100 or 200, that's good because those people are going to be coming back to us. Those people are the ones that came to us. Those people are the ones that refer to us. That's what you want to look for. We're going to talk more about SEO. I can't talk about one whole video on SEO because there's so much that is involved in that. There's so much that I need to break down into smaller videos to cover each aspect of the SEO. But make sure everything is pointing to your website. Make sure that your name is available. Make sure you build a brand. And like I said, keep focusing on your photography skills. Don't, shy away from that. Make sure that you do everything that you need to learn about photography, but incorporate these videos that I'm adding. I'm going to build a course in January. Like I said, I'm going to use all these videos for that course. If you're not following and you're not subscribing, subscribe. Like I said, this is for YouTube, not for Instagram. I don't like to fish in one same pond. I like to go out to others. And on my channel, you're going to learn how to use everything else. You're going to learn how to use different apps that you didn't even think about that we're on. Like I said, if you look on any app, I'll challenge anybody. Look on any app and type in Fotolilly Photography. You'll see we're on everything. Because you have to be. Business, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to step out of what you're doing. Do something different so you can be more successful. It's scary. Every day you're like, oh my God, what's happening? The other day I got a lead and it came from the app that I didn't even think I would get a lead from. Some people ask me, I have a think tank of photographers that we throw ideas at. And that's one thing you also want to do is you want to build a small think tank that you could shoot ideas off of, get more morale, support, and shoot ideas and present it to them before you go and release it. They'll help you. Make sure that the group is right. Make sure that the people that are in that group are actually people that support you and not dogging you or whatever the case is. But anyways, shoot your ideas to them, see if it works, and then launch it. Do it. You'll find your biggest critics are your competition more than anything. The ones that drop comments on some of my stuff are people that are in the industry. It's okay for everybody to think different. So now I'm at the end of this video. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about more topics. If you watched yesterday's video, today's video, continue on this journey with me. Drop a comment, share your excitement. If you're going to launch in 2025, drop a comment, let me know. Let's work together. Let's shoot some ideas. I'm always willing to expand my community. As always, I thank you for your support. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for your comments. Come on over to YouTube. We're on there. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Deuces. Deuce.